Hello there, football fans. Welcome to Room 442. He's Albert Vitanian. He's Michael Singh. I'm James Sharman. Quiet days right now in the football world, it seems. We're in that kind of weird, just before the transfer deadline, before the Champions League, Europa League, don't forget that, and that's for the Conference League. But that kind of lull, it seems. But there are still lots of rumours and news making the rounds. So let's look at the headlines making the news today so far. Now, the Daily Express has Anthony Gordon refusing to return to Everton in a desperate bid to seal Newcastle move. 3 days now, he's refused to attend training at Everton. ESPN reports a fashion faux pas, Narbury slam for Paris trip. Yes, a footballer going to a fashion show between training sessions. Not impressive, apparently. The Mail has one here. Bielsa arrives for Toffees talks. Yes, of course, Everton looking for their manager. Marker, this is a good one actually. Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe, Neymar, when they are old. Stay tuned for that one. And in MLSsoccer.com, US soccer changes. McBride Stewart move on as coaching search continues. Obviously, Greg Berhalter is still out of commission right now, but a lot of changes happening at the top of US soccer. So out of these headlines, we'll start with you, Albert. Which one's jumping off the page to you?
Well, the Bielsa thing, I think following what's going on with Everton right now is so interesting. It seems like Farhad Moshiri, the owner of Everton, he wants Bielsa. He'll do anything for Bielsa. I just personally think it's the wrong thing to do. Right, so far they've interviewed Sean Dyche. I think Bielsa's coming up next. If it's between those two right now, you have to go with Sean Dyche, right, over Bielsa. And it's not because Bielsa isn't a good manager. He is. But the state that Everton are in right now, they need a manager to keep them in the Premier League, not to play attractive attacking football. This isn't an Everton side that's in mid-table or fighting for European spots. Bielsa would make sense with that team. Also, he doesn't have the personnel to play his style. You tell me he's going to take that lead style to Everton? With who?
It's a great point. Who on that team can play that system?
You know who can? Anthony Gordon, probably. He's got pace, he's got power, but he's not showing up to training.
You know what that tells me?
Leave.
If Sean Dyche and Bielsa are the two finalists for this Everton position, is that Everton's management have no idea what it is that they want. They're
so
two contrasting styles,
so
right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
And you know what the thing is, too? They need to be careful with Bielsa as well. In 2016, he was hired by Lazio. 2 days later, he walked out because he felt he wasn't getting the recruitment he needed. You think Everton's going to do that?
Well, I mean,
I'm
listen, they spend so much money, right? We know that.
But they spend it
on the wrong players.
Yeah.
And the Frank Lampard team is so different to a Marcelo Bielsa team.
Yeah.
Leeds were wonderful, right? Leeds were brilliant, and he's had some great teams in the past. And it might be a great fix, but it's a long-term project.
Yes.
Right? It's not like, man, we've got 19 games left to save ourselves. You don't bring in Bielsa, I don't think.
No.
Great character. The fans would love him, but maybe they're thinking this guy's done a great job in the league championship before, bringing Leeds up. We're going down. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Mikey, what are you looking at headline-wise here?
Everton, again, is just in the headlines for all of the wrong reasons. And I'm taking a look at the Anthony Gordon headline, right? This is a guy who's missed training 3 consecutive days, and he's essentially forcing his move away from Everton. He's the guy who's been with Everton since he was 11 years old. This isn't like they bought him and all of a sudden he's not deciding he wants to be there. This is a homegrown product who wants to force his move with Newcastle lurking. And apparently they're asking for about $55 million for Anthony Gordon. It's a trend we're seeing more and more in football nowadays where if you're not getting your way, you're essentially going to say, I'm not training. You either put up with me being a spoiled brat essentially, or sell me.
It's just player power.
Yeah.
Right?
This shows you how dumb the ownership at Everton are. Chelsea wanted Anthony Gordon for 60+ million. And now we're talking 50. The last I saw was 35. You have to sell. Like, you have to know when to sell. Now you have a player who's not showing up to training. It's just...
Who does he think he is? Can we
no,
focus on
I
that
know.
right now?
I know.
What has he actually accomplished in his career? He's very young. He might be something special. We don't know. He's been hurt a fair amount this season. But this is, like you kind of alluded to there, modern footballers have all the power.
We saw this with Trossard.
Trossard, very similar.
Very similar, and he got his way, right? He got his move to Arsenal. That's the thing.
Right?
That's the thing.
They always get their way, and it drives me crazy. You have a contract, honor that contract. You know, if you want to talk behind the scenes about a move perhaps to another club, go right ahead. I understand that. It's modern football. Contracts don't mean too much. But at least train.
Yeah.
At least show up the training. I think it's disgusting.
Are there footballers who don't get their way when they do this? Can we recall off the top of our heads right now, just on the spot here, of a footballer who has thrown a fit.
Well, I tell you,
and has
in many
been forced
cases
to
in
come
the
back to the
past,
club.
they wouldn't dare in the old generation, right? No one would try that with Sir Alex Ferguson.
No.
If they did try it, like a
yeah.
Roy Keane.
Yeah.
You're out.
Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang tried that, and Arteta said, sat him on the
point.
bench, right?
Yeah.
So you got to have some
But eventually, all
cojones
these
as
guys
a
get
manager.
their moves.
Yeah.
Speaking of old generations, I love this Marker story, right? Marker have used some crazy software to look at some of the great players in the modern game and what they'll look like when they're old, all right? So here's the first one, all right? Any guesses who this might be in what, I don't know,
We know
50
it.
years
Come
time?
on. It's Lionel Messi.
Lionel!
It's Lionel Messi.
It's Messi.
That's
It is.
incredible.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy though, right? He looks very wise.
like,
He
how
looks
old
a
do you
wizard.
think he is at that point?
Well, I'm 49,
like a
so
wizard.
yeah, 50.
He does look like a wizard.
Who's next there? Ellie, roll the next picture. Okay, pretty obvious, right? Again,
When I first saw this, I had no idea. But it's Cristiano.
It's Cristiano. It kind of looks like
He aged pretty well, though.
he aged very well, I think. Yeah, although he could be, who knows, 56 at this point. Didn't say how old he was.
Yeah.
In which
kind of
case,
looks like Pepe a little bit. I can see a little
Pepe?
Pepe in
there,
there.
yeah,
Little
yeah.
features of Pepe.
it's amazing
at
though
least.
how playing in Saudi Arabia can age you. You know?
Yes.
In that case, that was when he was 56. Next one, Ellie.
That's brutal.
No, it's Neymar.
That's
This
horrible.
guy looks just like someone I used to play rugby with.
Yeah.
Like identical. It's Neymar, yeah. It's Neymar. He has
Looks
a
like
good
he's
life.
been
He has a fun
through-
life. this
Yeah, he
Neymar.
had a pretty tough battle with meth, I think. That's
All right,
no
moving
bueno.
on, Ellie. Next one, who we got here? Now this one.
Ah!
Any guesses?
The god,
goat.
Zlatan. He looks
It's Zlatan. I love it.
little Jesus there. A little
Yeah, a
bit.
bit of sag in there, but hey, look, he's got to be probably
Still got the
93
hair,
there.
eh?
There's
He's
definitely
still
gonna be
got the
some
Hair
hair.
looks great there.
Yeah.
And the final one here.
Gareth Bale?
Now,
Yeah.
speaking of wizards,
He looks great there.
yeah, that's a whole season on the Pro-Am PGA course and season. That's what
Yeah,
happens to you.
that's when you spend your time at Spurs. That's what you look like.
That
at the end of
picture
it.
also looks like he could have got back like I don't know, 1,000 years when.
Middle
he was-
Earth.
Yeah, Middle Earth, exactly.
That's totally right.
That kind of does, yeah.
I love those though, but check out Marker for far more. The Harry Kane one was brilliant, by the way. He looks great, maybe better actually than he does now.
I love his haircut still.
It's brilliant. All right, when we come back, we have Birdies Brainbusters later today, which should be a lot of fun, right, Mikey? Huh? When we come back, though, Newcastle United, what a season so far. Their renaissance continues. Lee Ryder of the Newcastle Chronicle joins us.
What have the new owners had to say to you, and what targets have they set you?
We've had some really good conversations. I've been very, very impressed by their vision of the club. But to be honest, I haven't delved into that too much because it's all about the short term. We need to try and address that very quickly and move up the league. And the aim is to stay in the league, is to avoid relegation. That's what I'll be working towards. And that's really my main focus at the moment.
When Eddie Howe took over at Newcastle back in November 2021, the club was second from bottom and the only team in the league still without a win after 14 games. But far from just avoiding relegation, the Englishman went on to transform the Magpies, becoming the first manager in over 20 years to win 6 consecutive games at St James's Park, and then guiding the club to 12 wins in the last 18 to finish 11th in the league. If that was good, then this season has been nothing short of spectacular. The Magpies currently sit in third place, level on points with Manchester United, and with only a single defeat all season. Since that 2-1 loss to Liverpool back in August, Newcastle have now set a new club record of 15 top-flight games without defeat, and the bulk of that success has come from the back. The Magpies have the best defensive record in the Premiership, conceding just 11 league goals all season. They're yet to lose at home. Goalkeeper Nick Pope is on a run of 10 clean sheets in all competitions, and the club's 16 shutouts this campaign means Newcastle also have the best defensive record in any of Europe's top 5 leagues. On top of that, the Magpies are also chasing silverware, having reached the semi-final of the EFL Cup for the first time since 1976, and with one foot in the final after its first leg win over Southampton on Tuesday, Newcastle could soon lift the first major trophy since 1955. So, with the season already half done, Eddie Howe's side looks to be on course for one of their best campaigns in living memory, if they can maintain this form. Will Newcastle be derailed by a Leicester City-style late-season slump? How much does their league position depend on the dip in form of Liverpool and Chelsea? And would silverware or Champions League qualification mean more to Newcastle fans come the end of the season? We're now joined by Sarah, and from Newcastle, from the Chronicle, Lee Ryder, senior football writer. Lee, you covered this team for a long time. When you look at what's happened now, can you tell us about the temperature at the fan base now compared to perhaps the last few weeks of the Mike Ashley era?
Oh, I would say it's quite hot at the moment. It's got the potential to get hotter if they win something or qualify for the Champions League. But for me, I think that this is where Newcastle are at the moment is probably a little bit ahead of schedule. You look at where Newcastle were last season, fighting relegation. Just 12 months ago, they still looked odds on to go down until they turned the corner. But now, the challenger for the Champions League spot, they're in with a real shout of actually winning the League Cup without getting ahead of ourselves. And this is a really exciting time, probably the most exciting time for me as a reporter, and certainly in my lifetime, probably the most exciting time since Kevin Keegan was manager. So much going on at the club at the moment, and a really good time to be in and around it.
Hey, Lee, what do you think the Newcastle fans would rather have if they had a choice, a top 4 finish or a League Cup?
I've been asked that question so many times, and I've said the same answer every time. It's got to be lifting the trophy. Seeing your team go up the steps to lift the trophy would be, something people will be able to die happy knowing they've seen Newcastle United win a trophy. Some of us haven't seen it. There's a lot of the older guys are still around who when Newcastle won the FA Cup in 1955. A few older guys when they won the Fairs Cup in 1969, but the sort of modern generation and my generation, we haven't seen Newcastle win anything, no major trophies. So to win the League Cup would be massive. But yeah, as I've also said, if you could throw in the Champions League as well, we'll take that.
Lee, now, Liverpool, imagine. Newcastle have had an amazing season so far. Going into the summer transfer window, they've been pretty responsible considering, the amount of money this club now has. If they are to finish, maybe top 4, are we going to see Newcastle really going into the summer transfer window spending and getting maybe some potential really big transfers? Because right now, the biggest, I guess, would be Alexander Isak for 70 mil.
Yeah, I think you're right what you're saying. The summer is definitely the window to watch. I still think they'll spend some money in this window, even though we've got a few days left. But we've got to adhere to financial fair play, so that is a factor. But in the summer, I think we've got more scope to spend a little bit more. And as you say, they're going to probably need 1 or 2 marquee signings if they get in the Champions League. You look at Glasgow Rangers this season in the Champions League, they went in there, obviously didn't have that quality that you need, and unfortunately got drubbed. I want to see all the British teams do well. So they got drubbed in their Champions League group. So you need to go in there equipped. I think Newcastle got a good squad as things stand, but injuries kick in. You're playing 2 games a week, a lot of travelling. That can deteriorate pretty quickly. So I think they need to definitely bring in probably about 3, 4, 5 players in the summer. But if they can get 1 or 2 in this window as well, that might just see them through.
Eddie Howe's been very measured when he's talking to the media about the future of this club. Are you surprised by the effect he's had since arriving? Because when he did arrive, listen, good manager, respected certainly, but not a huge name necessarily.
Well, when he first was appointed, it's a fact he wasn't the first choice. There was bigger names approached. There was arguably bigger names interviewed for the job, but Eddie got the job. And I think that sabbatical he had after he left Bournemouth, I think he was just burning with desire to really go out and prove what a top manager he can be, and is now proven, of course. But I think he was a little bit hurt by the fact, he took 18 months to get a job. He didn't walk straight back into management. He had to wait for the right opportunity. And I think he's really proven to people what a top manager he is now.
I'm sure the owners, when they first came in taking over Newcastle, had some sort of plan, 5-year, 10-year plan, whatever the case may be. Now it seems like it's been sped up a little bit based on the performances and where they are right now on the table. or maybe do you know if their plan has changed whatsoever because of this process so far?
Yeah, it's a good point that you make. I think I was lucky enough to go on tour with the team to Saudi Arabia just before Christmas, and there was lots of meetings. There was 100 club officials over there, and they were holding all those meetings in Saudi. And I think a lot of the content of those meetings was, can we now push on a little bit earlier than we expected? Can we get that Champions League place? And I think that's been part of the thinking in January. Obviously, they haven't signed anyone so far, but they've certainly tried. They've certainly made a lot of inquiries. They don't want to be ripped off on certain players. But I believe they think they can get into the Champions League this season, which is probably 2 or 3 seasons ahead of schedule. And for Eddie Howe, he probably will feel he's a couple of players away from not only getting in the Champions League, but possibly pushing for the title. They're certainly still in the title conversation now. And a couple of wins for Newcastle and a couple of defeats from those above them, then it will well and truly be on. So it's going to be a really exciting last 18 games.
Lee, it's refreshing. It's fun right now. So keep enjoying the season. Thanks so much for this.
Cheers, guys.
That's Lee Ryder. Time for a break now. When we come back, though, it is to that man there, Birdie. Birdie's Brainbusters. Don't go anywhere. Well, it's the best time of the week. We all love this one. It's Birdie's Brainbusters. Birdie, take it away.
All right, Bert's Brainbusters. You guys know the rules.
I like Birdie's better than Bert's.
Birdies? All right, yeah. Birdie's Brainbusters today. Here are the rules. So you have to guess the footballer. I'm going to give you hints and guess who it is, okay?
Okay.
Let's begin. First one. I'm one of 13 players to win the treble twice.
Which treble?
Champions League, League, and League Cup.
But English.
No.
Not English.
No, not
treble.
It's a European treble.
Hey, there's no asking questions.
Well, I guess there's many trebles.
I've won the treble. I've won the Champions League 3 times. Myself and Robert Lewandowski won the most Bundesliga titles as foreign players.
Ooh. It's foreign players.
Any guesses there, folks? I'm the captain of my national team. I think I've stumped a Schwab here.
No.
Can't be him.
I mostly play as a center back for my
Alaba.
David Alaba.
Well
done.
Outstanding.
Well, yeah, UCL, Bundesliga, DFB Pokal. That is the treble. Next one. I've played for Atletico Madrid. My former teammates include Simão, Diego Forlan, David De Gea, Owen Hargreaves, and Diedrich Boyata. I've never won the Champions League, but I won the Europa League and Olympic gold medal. Oh boy, I'm not even getting guesses today. I was the golden boy in 2007.
Chicharito?
No. I was with Argentina in Qatar.
Hold on a sec. Wait, stop. Let's marinate.
Marinate?
Yeah.
We can't marinate. We got more questions here.
Okay.
Pep Guardiola once said, "We cannot replace him," when asked about me leaving his club.
Oh.
You know what it is, Charles? No?
No, I thought I did, but I don't know.
I'm a streamer now.
Oh, Guerrero.
Sergio Aguero.
You tripped me when you said he was with Argentina.
Yeah, that's what I do. All right.
That's 2007 tournament, by the way, right here in Canada.
I know, Nico was there. He met a bunch of the Chileans.
Nico, by the way,
they
is Sarah's
caused issues,
boyfriend.
right? The Chileans. No, there's some.
The Chileans causing issues, James?
There was though, right?
Come on.
We are off the rails here on Birdie's Brainbusters. All right, next
Bad
one.
thoughts.
So we got 1-1. Charm 0. Jurgen Klopp was once my manager and Kevin De Bruyne was once my teammate, but never in the Premier League. I have the most goal contributions at major tournaments for my country.
Marco Royce.
No. Marco Royce.
Well, Dortmund.
I won the Bundesliga with Dortmund and I won the treble with Bayern Munich.
Oh. No.
I won the Serie A as well. Antonio Conte was my manager. Antonio Conte is still my manager. Mikey, you have an answer for me?
Hold
on.
God, I can't believe
Wow, I'm
I'm-
Croatian. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Perisic.
Perisic.
Oh,
Yeah.
who do we give it to?
Yeah, no
There's
one.
no ties.
So no one gets a point.
Okay, no points.
You
Wow.
can give it.
this
You can
is-
give it to her.
All right, next one. I scored 9 goals at Euro 2020. Unfortunately, my country didn't qualify for the World Cup in Qatar.
Oh. Okay, no.
In my career, I've made stops at Wilhelm II, Dortmund, and Real Sociedad. I won the Copa del Rey with Real Sociedad.
Boyataba?
No. I'm currently my club's record signing. In August, I scored a goal in my debut, was named man of the match at Anfield. I don't play for Liverpool.
9 goals at Euro 2020. 9 goals.
I'm Swedish.
Oh.
I play for Newcastle.
Ah!
Isak.
Alexander Isak.
He had
So-
9 goals at
9
Euro.
goals.
Did
Yeah.
he really?
Pass.
I made my debut for Spain in 2013, but I've never won a major international trophy. At club level, I won the Champions League, 2 Europa League titles, 2 Premier League titles, and the French League Cup with Marseille. I won my first Premier League title with Jose Mourinho and my second with Antonio Conte. I'm currently my club's captain. My nickname is Dave.
Oh, Chris Smalling?
No.
God, no, that's Mike. Oh.
I'm a defender. I can play center back or right back.
I'm completely freezing here. Dave.
I'm
Dave.
Chelsea's captain.
Oh,
Show us
Api.
Who?
Api, no cuenta.
Aspilicueta.
Api.
Done.
His nickname is Api.
Dave.
No, Dave.
That's
They call him
Dave.
Dave.
Because no one can pronounce it. Or
All
spell
right,
it.
another one. I once scored 4 goals against Spurs, and that felt good because I used to play for their rivals. I'm one of 14 players to get a perfect 10 out of 10 from the keep for that performance. You might have not known this, but I played for West Bromwich Albion under Tony Pulis. It didn't go well at West Brom, but I went on to win a Champions League with Bayern Munich.
Oh, Serge Gnabry.
Serge
Wow, nice.
Gnabry. Well done, James. Can we know a score here?
I have 2.
I got 2.
I have
2-2.
one.
2-2-1. All right, now this is the guest of footballer based on his career path. 1 minute left. Ready?
Okay.
Barnsley, Everton, Manchester City. Defender. Barnsley, Everton, Man City.
Julian Lescott.
No. I currently play for Manchester City.
Should have waited.
Barnsley, Everton, Man City.
Kyle Walker.
No.
Oh.
3,
Nathan Ake?
2.
Who am I
No, John
missing?
Stones.
John Stone? Oh my God. That
Oh,
was so
Ger?
bad.
Utrecht, Frankfurt, West Ham, Ajax, Dortmund.
Hello?
Yes, well done.
What?
Sebastian. Osaka, Red Bull Salzburg, Liverpool, Southampton, Monaco. Osaka, Red Bull Salzburg, Liverpool, Southampton, Monaco. I still play. I always crushed in the League Cup for Liverpool.
Oh,
I
Origi.
played. No, I played in this past World Cup for an Asian country.
Oh, Minute.
3,
Oh,
2,
Minamino.
Minamino, you got it.
Come on.
All right. Okay, I gotta get. Can I go? Are we done?
Very, very, very quick.
Very quickly. Barcelona, Brescia, Roman Al-Hali, Dorados. Retired. Barcelona, Brescia, Roma Al-Hali, and Dorados.
Don't know.
Pep Guardiola.
Oh,
It's not gonna
nice
be-
one, nice
Luke
one.
de Jong was one of them, then it goes Pep
It's
Guardiola.
so stressful. That.
Congratulations, James. Toronto.
So stressful. All right, that's room 442.
That's
Nice
it.
job. Nice job. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place.